Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're going to be giving our first impressions of Lands of Galzyr, which is a game I've been excited to play for a little bit. I think we've had it kind of on the shelf for a couple months.
Whoops.
I think I ended up getting it because a few members of the Dice Tower said they really, really liked the game. I was a little hesitant because they did say it was very story-driven.
Yeah.
But we've had a few more story-driven games that I've kind of liked recently, so quite a bit. So I thought, if they're thinking it's that good of a story, and it sounded like it wasn't like a heavy story, kind of like a Sleeping Gods or something, where it's kind of a little bit more involved. I've only played that one time, so I guess if you played it a lot, maybe it'd start being a little faster and make more sense. But it sounded like this one would be like a little more approachable.
Yeah.
Once you get going. But yeah, so we just got done with our first play of it, and what'd you think? How did it go? Did it go easy?
Well, I lost.
Wow.
No, it was good. I think set up and kind of getting rolling took a minute, but once we got that figured out, it was fine. I think the instructions are pretty good on that. It is just really heavy story driven, and so the variables are so wide, and that's so hard to account for in a rule book or whatever, but I think they did a pretty good job, and now that the symbols and some of the stuff is becoming familiar, that'll just make it easy moving forward. It's not super complicated at all. It's really you get 2 movements and you get to do a story piece, and that's it, baby. So it's not anything crazy. The stories I feel are fun. I do wish after playing Forgotten Waters, where they read the stories to you, I just really love that so much, and I wish that Lands of Galzyr did that, because it's not an app, but it's an online based adventure book that you do need to access in order to play this game, which you can download, so it probably makes it very hard to do something like that. But after having Forgotten Waters read everything to you, it's just so great, and I love that so much. But other than that, I felt the stories were great, easy choices, the dice rolling was good, fun, cards, once you get the hang of them, those are good too. So nothing hard, but I feel this one's a good mix of Forgotten Waters and Sleeping Gods when I think about kind of the recent non-RPG RPG games that we have, because this one you have more options than Forgotten Waters, but it's not so open world as Sleeping Gods. So
yeah, I could see that, both of those. But yeah, on the level of easiness, I think it's much closer to Forgotten Waters.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of quite a bit below Sleeping Gods for what we've, at least for what we've experienced so far.
For sure.
Yeah, and I agree. I do it is a very simple. If you don't want just pretty much a storytelling game, I don't think you'll like this one that much, because there's not really, you just kind of do like you said in role playing games, you do a check for, and then based on what cards you have and what kind of skills you sort of have that you're maybe a little better in, you kind of have successes or failures, hits or not hits or whatever. So yeah, if you don't like that type of thing, then I don't think this would be the game for you. But the story so far that we've had has been really good. I would say some stories have seemed a little more interesting than others, but overall, I thought they felt like it was kind of pretty even. I don't know that it felt like, I'd start a story of something and it would kind of go on and on and on, and then yours would be 2 sentences or something.
Right.
So it felt like it was pretty even. We just played it at 2 players. I don't know if it was at 4 player. I think four is the max, and the time it says 60 to 150 minutes. Yeah. I think it kind of maybe depends. I don't know if setup is a little bit different depending on certain things in the game, so it could be a little shorter. I don't know if we were closer to probably the 150.
Maybe because we took some breaks here and there too, just for.
It never felt like it was going a long time.
No.
But I'm wondering if you played with a max player count, if it would feel like a long time. Because it is a little bit of time
Yeah.
in between turns when we were just playing 2-player.
Well, and you had a little bit of analysis paralysis, so that definitely was...
I had a bit of analysis paralysis.
You did. I'm pretty sure we sat here once for like at least a few minutes while
Oh,
you
there
tried
was-
to figure out what
Okay,
to
I
do.
don't know if it was a few minutes, but there was the one time where you can only hold like so many quests at a time, and I had to get rid of one, and I wanted to do them all, which makes that was the hardest choice.
Yeah.
I don't think any other choices. I was like sitting,
Yeah.
what to do.
No, I wouldn't.
I think
say,
it was that one time.
I wouldn't say
that
overall,
one time to
but
think.
you did have a couple of times. There were a
couple of times.
There were a couple of times.
What other
where
choices
you
was
were
I
just
making that
being
was that big?
indecisive. I don't think they were that hard of choices, but it was just
Okay, there might have been one other time where I was making the choices
Yeah.
of the imps, versus
yeah.
something.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
That won't spoil the story, but I
No,
had to make a choice.
I think it would if you're willing to sit down and play multi-hours, then 4 players.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to do that and you're looking for something else, then not this game then.
And you read the rules, I
Yeah.
didn't. But how did it work for reading? Because in this game, when we were playing 2 players, you would kind of read what was happening to me, and I would read what was happening to you. You'd still have to like do the dice check yourself during that time, but
Yeah.
there might be some pieces that I would kind of read to myself, and you wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
know. But it wasn't like ever
No.
like huge hidden information or anything.
No.
But
It was either, I can't remember what the specific was, but it was like either the player behind the active player or the player in front of the active player.
so I was just wondering how often you would still be involved in what was going on,
Yeah.
because
Which I think is good because
but yeah, I enjoyed the stories quite a bit. Yeah, I think the only possible downside for me was if you played at the max, it could be a long time between turns. But I don't know. Then there's some things that you can do kind of together, and there is a cooperative and a competitive mode. We only played the competitive one. I will say it felt like you got behind in the points for the competitive early,
did.
and you never.
I
was
was
never
only
really
1
easy-
point behind you at the end.
Well, but there's never really easy opportunities for you to really jump ahead. That, at least from our first play, I don't know if that'll
Yeah.
change, but I was like, I don't know, that kind of just felt almost tacked on. Like maybe you
Yeah.
cared, but I was like,
I
I
know,
don't know that I really cared if I won or lost. It was just kind of the story of getting there.
Yeah. I mean, like, you want to, like, be successful, and I don't think either of us failed at anything that we tried to do.
Mhm.
You maybe didn't do it, like, to the highest level every time, but, like,
Mhm.
you still were in the section where it's, like, you didn't fail it, but you didn't, like, super pass it either.
Mhm.
You just kind of, like, did it, and you got stuff for it. So, yeah. I mean, I think that was good because that experience alone was what I think it's really all about.
Mhm.
I think winning, you got like an extra card or something at the end of the game.
Mhm.
As we prepare for the next adventure, now you'll have that one in your little
Mhm.
tableau. But no, yeah, I didn't think it was.
Yeah,
I did notice I was behind, but I think a lot of that too came down to like my choices because like you got a quest because of the town you were in, so you could pick up an additional thing to do, and so like you had direction right away, especially with your character. I think it gave you some direction, whereas my character, like, I had direction, but like it wasn't as straightforward, and I didn't choose to do like the straightforward options off the bat. Like, I did one thing in that town before I did something, and that set me back because I went and got put on a completely separate path from where I needed to be, so I had to play around doing that. So I think more than anything, it was just my choices landed me in something that didn't work with what I was needing to do, but that's what that's what it is, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to get this one back to the table.
Yeah.
Because I think, there were the areas at the cities that you could kind of check out and explore. And I feel like you said, you had done that. But I think, did you only do one? I don't know that I picked any of them. Which,
No.
looking back, I maybe could have, should have.
Yeah, I did 2, right? I did 2 in one city.
Could have been.
Yeah, because I did the top one my first round, and then by the time I got back to that city, I did the bottom one. So, but I did catch you in Prestige. I was just one behind. So.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I would wonder if maybe it would. I don't remember what the cooperative differences were, but
Yeah,
I wonder if it'd be
no.
worth just playing it that way, just because don't know. It didn't really feel like a game that I was like, oh, I'm really competing. Like, it didn't ever feel like if I do this, I'm gonna get 2 prestige, and I'm gonna be able to keep climbing up. There wasn't really a way of knowing that for sure.
Well, there's only, what, like 12 prestige on the board for tracking, or 10?
There's 10, but you can flip the token over, so you could go to 20, I guess.
Oh, I see. But when they do that like that, it makes you think you're not getting there, really.
You might.
You might.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'd probably, after one play, give it like a 8.5 or 9. I liked it a lot. But like I said, if you're not into story, that's what this whole game is. Yeah. So
it's all that. I would agree. I think probably an 8.5, 9, somewhere in there. I don't, there's really nothing about it that it doesn't work. Like, it fits for what it is. Excellent execution.
Yeah, and I would say if you like Forgotten Waters, I think you'll probably like this one, and vice versa, because they do feel similar in ways. I think you'd probably like both. If you really like one, you'll probably like the other. And
this one's probably way more replayable, because you only get so many stories in Forgotten Waters.
Yeah, I think you could do quite a bit more in this one, but obviously that's hard to say after just one play. But I think there's more to explore in this one. So yeah.
Lands of Galzyr. Highly recommended by the Dice Tower. Influenced us to get it, and now we've played it.
And now we highly recommend it. Go find it. I don't know how easy it is to currently get. I think I got this from their website. So I don't know if they're going to be printing it to make it a little more widely available. But if you really wanted to get it, you can get it there. Yeah. And you can get a bunch of extra stuff. They showed all this stuff you could get. Dice tray.
They said something about an expansion already. So maybe they're already making more.
An expansion?
Yeah, because there's like there's more characters that you can play.
Where do they say that?
It was in, look, right here.
Now you're just making it up.
I'm not making it up. Look, Adventurers. Gives you these 2 adventurers and an expansion.
Ooh. I wonder if it's these 2.
Yemenge and Noko and Umi.
Maybe I'll have to go check out the store and see if they already have them or if that's something coming. It's kind of a spoiler. I'm surprised they would say that we'll have to see. But, if you want a closer look at some of this stuff, I did an unboxing of this. I don't know that there's that much stuff to look at.
Yeah.
You can check that out. Otherwise, we hope to see you on the next video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.